Now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
India has indeed come a long way since that decisive stroke. We live today in times of opportunity, ever-growing personal wealth and disruptive innovations. Welcome to the Samsung Innovation Quotient, a series that puts the spotlight on India's most exciting social innovators, the men and women who are quietly but decisively spinning a revolution across rural India with their path-breaking innovations.
Through the Samsung Innovation Quotient, we want to provide the platform for the innovators in this country.
The Samsung Innovation Quotient sets out to identify people who have innovative ideas that can specifically improve the life and working conditions and living conditions of people living in the bottom half of the Indian pyramid.
India has hardly been a stranger to the concept of innovation. In fact, over the past decade, innovation has engaged a critical mass in India with an entire ecosystem shaping around it.
People tend to think that all innovation began in 1991, and I don't buy that argument. I mean, if you go back and look at the milk revolution, what was done by Kurian and his colleagues, I think the way they galvanized India's milk producers and made sure that they really owned the entire supply chain. I mean, the one way to think of Amul and Kurian and Amrita Patel and all that is that the first form of organized retail in India.
Soon after she attained her freedom, the Indian government created a vast network of hundreds of public sector research laboratories. Work in these laboratories virtually spanned the entire spectrum of science and technology. This set the initial tempo for innovation in India, both at the social and scientific level. By the late 1980s, the world was on a globalization and knowledge economy wave. India was trailing to catch up. And then, India took a brave, massive transition by embracing liberalization in 1991.
Because India is a little bit late to the world game, in a sense, things are exploding in India under a lot of constraints. And in general, constraints and the right environment is what fuels disruptive innovation.
Yet another element that was crucial to the Indian innovation story was the inherent power of collaboration. The art of orchestrating a large set of collaborators who together make the winning produce.
Huge diversity in India, whether it's so many dimensions of diversity, whether it's language or region or ethnic origin or whatever. So I think this diversity helps also in innovation. I think Indian companies and Indian people make good collaborators, good partners. And John Chambers has talked about how he finds India as a tremendous place for partnership.
Samsung Electronics presently very much different than of our competitors.